Well, welcome to the outside.
Welcome to the outside, dude. It doesn't get more lit than this. Can we tell everybody about our lighting problems, about my skin? That I'm
Yeah, sure.
That I'm Casper, the
Sure.
friendly ghost, and that you have to get a special light to put in front of me every time we record.
And that doesn't help?
It doesn't help.
It doesn't help?
It doesn't help. Hey,
We tried
maybe
different-
this will help. Maybe the more we do it outside, the less
Maybe,
pale I
the
am.
less pale you
Hey,
are. Yeah.
I like
We're
the idea.
suntanning Joel.
Suntanning.
Maybe we ought to we could just do like a little post of each one, and we could see
Dude.
which version of pasty people like better, like which melanoma Joel there is,
1 month. Summer melanoma Joel. 2 months. I'll tell you, once I get I'll get out on the Akoi and I'll get brown.
Yeah.
I really will. It'll look good and I'll feel good about myself. I've told you this
I've
before.
seen pictures of you in the summer, and your definition of brown and mine are different.
2 weeks later, gone. Yeah, my definition. Yeah, it's all relative.
Yeah, you're like Irish brown. Man.
I am a pale. I should be somewhere on the ocean.
4 lines, that's French,
just-
right? 4 lines is French, right?
They don't know. Nobody knows. We've looked everywhere.
Really?
And when I say that, I mean people have genuinely tried. I think somebody did something wrong somewhere and had to change their name.
I got you.
Or they did something right and
Yeah.
left where they were and had to change their name.
I got you.
But it doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah.
If there's a 4 lines out there, though, they're related to us. There's only, I think, 250.
Just a couple.
Yeah, just 3.
Yeah.
Just 3 people.
Just 3-4 lines.
They're all pale, I'll tell you that,
Your-
though.
your
Every
parents just-
single.
Your parents just won't tell you why.
I think that's why we didn't go to the beach. Because our family didn't. Because
Yeah.
all it would mean would just be 5 minutes out there, and then we'd be like, all right, well, we got to.
All right, sunburn.
Yeah, sunburn, got to
Summer
go.
vacation.
But yeah, I guess my definition of brown is definitely, in relation to me, is definitely not as dark as. I mean, you're already. Look at this.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Gracious, dude.
Yeah, so Blackfoot Cherokee, man.
Yep, that's that good stuff.
What was I going to ask you about? Oh, yeah, sorry for the road noise. You live next to the river.
That's fine. This is great.
I don't think it doesn't cut through too bad. Not as bad as people banging pots and pans in the dishwasher
That's
machine
true.
next door.
Or Brian Nispel singing.
Singing at the top of his lungs.
For warm-up. That was
through a
great.
PA. Yeah.
Well, my weekend, right, for a musician is what? Tuesday, Wednesday,
Yeah, that's true.
Thursday?
That's true, man. Tuesday, Wednesday. You got big plans this coming up weekend?
Nothing. Not doing
Nothing.
anything. No,
Just
it's
chilling?
that time of the winter. I think this week, and I've talked to a lot of musicians, it's that time of the winter where it's that lull before the big hit.
Mm-hmm.
We talked about it, I think, last week too. It's really keep your mind right because it's about to get really fast.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Spring is coming. Spring. I'm sure I know your spring's already booked up pretty heavy.
Cabin fever reliever. Let's go.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
How about you? What you got for the spring? Is there any specific thing that you're looking so much forward to?
A bunch of great shows, and then end of March we go on tour. We're doing Asheville, DC, Philadelphia, New York City, and Providence, Rhode Island.
Okay.
And then come back home, which is going to be cool.
Okay.
A bunch of those cities I've never been to. 3 I haven't been to.
I actually, my buddy, he was doing some political work in Washington, D.C., and we talked about the cost of living there and like how it was, he said it was the most diverse food options he's ever had in the city.
Oh, yeah.
And he's traveled all over the world to multiple countries. And he also said, I said, so how's the cost of living? And he said, well, it's about as expensive as Alaska where he lives. And I said, that's insane.
Yeah.
So we looked up the average income of Washington, D.C., and it is $105,000 to $110,000.
Oh, yeah.
That's the average income of the household. Now, I'm going to put that in perspective of Chattanooga. $47,000 is the average individual income. All right. And then you've got Nashville, which is $75,000, you know? So I asked him, I said, so if it's literally the income is twice as much, how is the food cost? How is everything? He said it's twice as much. So that's the one thing I didn't know about Washington, D.C., that it was one of the highest.
Just regular cost of living.
Yeah, the highest paid average in the country. I didn't know that. So,
man, there's a lot of stuff going on.
A lot of stuff going on.
DC.
A lot of tech, a lot of contracts.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, man. Oh yeah. Yeah. You're not going to hear me arguing. I think that in the grand scheme of national security, Washington D.C. has about, if not more than twice enough to do than Chattanooga.
Yeah,
you know,
right.
you know. Yeah. Hey, I'm not saying I know everything. There might be something going on here. You know what I'm saying? I never know.
We never know.
Yeah.
But outside of that tour, I have a couple of fun things happening here locally, and I'm excited for those. They're like, you know, it's a couple of benefit shows and doing did a song swap with Luke Card, and that's going to be fun. And Courtney Holder's part of it.
That's great.
She's great.
And you guys have written songs together too.
Yeah, Courtney's fun to. I mean, I love Courtney and her family, and we have a great time playing. It's a good time. She comes over here sometimes to pick, or we'll work on stuff, or I come over to her house and we'll work on stuff. And Sedona's just going crazy the whole time, just dancing all around. It's hilarious. Right. It's great having you don't have little kids anymore. I kind of miss having little bitty ones around.
Right.
So
especially when Sedona. I mean, it when it comes to a child that makes you want a child. I mean, it's just like, oh my gosh, that's such a. But I've also recognized the musicianship even in a toddler. So that's another connection that Courtney has. She gave birth to probably one of my favorite musicians already. So Sedona's just tapped in. So if you get to see Courtney, make sure to ask her how her daughter's doing for sure.
Well, she'll probably be there. If you say Courtney, Sedona's typically
Thank
with
goodness.
Sedona and Kevin. I mean, that's a pretty cool deal. Where I mean, if you go to a Courtney show, Sedona and Kevin are hanging out.
I feel bad because when she's not, the first thing I'm asking Courtney,
it's great seeing you.
It's just like when we go to church and you run up to the mom and dad and be like, "Hey, where's your kid? I'm trying to play with him real quick." Like I'm tired of you guys. Like, let's go out and play some tag or something.
Yeah. But yeah, outside of that though, man, I mean, kind of, it's all hanging out here in Chattanooga until the end of March, and then it's hitting heavy. Spring's already kind of getting heavy, and then there's a bunch of stuff happening this summer. There's just a lot going on. So you're right. I mean, this is like the lull. It is just like the chill.
You can feel it.
Yeah.
You can go out, in public and feel it. And these patterns are consistent. What I love about a musician's life and year,
you can predict it. Yeah.
You can predict it. And so one thing that I tell musicians, now that we're on the backside of it, it's easier to talk about. But get your mental winter down. Get that down.
Yeah.
Because I really think that's the make or break for. Okay, let me make it better. Get your seasonal, whatever time your seasonal depression is, be very intentional about that.
Yeah,
right?
Know it's coming.
It's a wonderful time to record an album whenever you're down. Because it keeps you having something, keeps you inspired, and I really think that during times of inspiration, that's when you just kind of put it in your storehouse for when you're not, and then you pull those things out and you work on them, record the album or whatever.
Yeah.
So I definitely, that's a small piece of advice for all musicians is find out when your seasonal depression is, if you have it, and playing around that.
Yeah.
It'll help your career, I have not done that. This is the first winter I've done that in 13 years.
How'd it go?
The best mental winter I've ever had.
Was it easy to do? Was it easier to do than you thought it would be, or was it harder to do?
It's just more to do.
Just more,
than
just
thought.
More planning.
Yeah, just more. So for me, it's just not letting this thing guide me, because there will be. I've definitely been consumed with the tumor of doubt.
Mm-hmm.
It is. If you're talking,
every musician has to face that, dude.
And I definitely do not see myself as immune from any of that, which is why conversations with you started. I'm always trying to stay in conversations with musicians and check in, and so that way we can have a running, accountable dialogue. And those things are just they really helped me this winter. Do you have seasonal depression, seasonal affective, whatever?
I mean, I think everybody has to a certain degree. The weather affects your mood. There's just no way around it, I don't think, really. But for me, really, I do try to I don't know, maybe too, I've just always been busy in the winter. So, but this winter I was pretty busy. I still don't feel like I got the stuff done I wanted to do. I didn't get enough recorded that I wanted to get recorded. But there was a bunch of things that popped up out of nowhere this winter that was all of a sudden kept me busy. And so I mean, I didn't really feel it too bad this year, but it's also, this is my first year I've been retired, like a couple years back, man, I was hating it in the winter. It was tough,
Right.
we were just trying to get through best we can.
You also have done a lot of work to have your mental fortitude set for this time, of being a full-time musician. I think a lot of mental health is truly, and please understand that this is from my heart, it's the number one thing for musicians. Number one
is to keep your mental health
number
in check.
one. Number one. Like showing up to the gig in a good headspace, showing up to practice in a good headspace, doing what you need to do regardless of your headspace, and so that's something I've been focusing on this winter, so that I can have that, so that when times are good, I'm not just resting on the fact that times are good. So
we talked about a lot of that some. I mean, I think we talked a little bit more about like tactics instead of strategy. Like we're talking a little more strategy right now about like how to combat it on a general sense, as opposed to like tactically, like not getting your hopes up on this thing and trying to keep your hopes where they are. But as the strategy goes, it is a good idea. I mean, planning there's a reason why they say it's worth its weight in gold, and all. There's a reason why, is because when you plan ahead, or if you set yourself goals in the winter, say I want to do this by this date in January, I want to have this many songs done, which even though I did that and didn't accomplish them, I still did get stuff done.
Right. So how many songs ideally would you have had done this winter?
Well, I was hoping to record 4 or 5, and I ended up recording 2, but I also have a little bit of time left. So I'm going to record a couple more, I think, here over the next week or 2.
Okay.
But it was kind of like derailed by good problems. Not really a problem, but like I got hired to do that, which we haven't even, I don't think I've talked about here, but doing 7 or 8 songs for the Chattanooga Ballet, right? Well, that
did not. This is news to me. Holy smokes, man!
In April,
oh gracious,
the second week in April, we're doing 4 shows, and 3 shows, 4 dates together, right? We're doing a rehearsal, dress rehearsal, then a couple of shows at the ballet, right? And it's basically the hot cold wind. We've been working on that. My tracking time all of a sudden got split because they need to have something solid to choreograph to. So I had to all of a sudden basically record like a 7-song album real quick.
Oh yeah.
Where me and John just tracked out a bunch of stuff as best we could.
Beat for beat.
Scratch.
So that they can have it. Yeah.
It has to be this, here's the time length, and here's what's going to be the actual tempo, because you can't, it ain't like a bluegrass show. You can't adjust it. It's got to be 104 beats a minute.
Nothing.
No, it's got to be solid because it's got choreography to it.
Yeah.
And that's been different. But, like I said, that's not really a problem, but that does take away time from other stuff I was doing.
Yeah.
So, but again, man, I mean, I'm playing music and getting to make money, being part of a really cool project, which is like best case scenario. And I got to hire my friends to play, so they're going to make money on it too.
So this is the first time hearing about it. So what was the process of them getting in touch with you? Did you get in touch with them? Like, how does that... Well, I mean, can you talk about that?
Yeah,
really?
Yeah, okay. No, the director called me and had a couple of questions. It was like, he had this idea for doing a split, like a bluegrass Cinderella ballet, which is kind of what it is, right?
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so we had some specific songs, and we went through and kind of curated. He had some specific ideas he wanted to reach to and accomplish.
Yeah.
So it was like, we kind of went through and, picked a set list that kind of hit all those ideas. And then I recorded a rough demo that was just me with a metronome. And then we used that rough to record basically almost the whole album. We did 7 songs up in my daughter's
new songs
bedroom.
Or
no, like classic. One of them is Rocky Top.
Okay.
One of them, I mean, I can't really tell the whole set list.
Right.
Yeah.
But just an example, you got Rocky Top.
Yeah. But and a bunch of classic bluegrass songs, and some that aren't classic, some that are like a little more, neo, kind of set in.
That's fascinating, dude. Like that, oh my goodness, just thinking about having all of that together and it being a cultural representation of that play. That's incredible.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited about that. But it did take a lot more work than I thought it was going to take.
It's making me emotional.
It's cool, man.
It's making me emotional.
You're just you're imagining me in
Beside
a ballerina
myself.
outfit
That's
with
it,
a
dude.
tutu and tights on.
Yes.
And
you and the tutu, man.
playing the banjo.
Now has that ever been done? Is the question.
That's a good question. I would imagine that
Ding, 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 ding.
you're gonna have to show up in April 10th through the 12th to find out. You know?
Man, that's going to be great. So, are they going to have you in the pit?
You know, honestly, we haven't done rehearsal. Really talked about space, so I don't really know exactly how it's all set up. We still have we have a sound and a whole deal. We got to go go through. So
that's
right now,
so
it's
cool.
just been a bunch of meetings back and forth, and then me sending them music, and so it's yeah. I mean, there's like a bunch of crazy things happening this spring. So random stuff like that.
Yeah, that's far out.
And then
that's
tours.
So cool.
We got tours coming up. It's like you're right, man. Just sitting at the precipice of the wave.
Yes,
watching
sir.
It, like here it comes.
I can feel it.
Yeah.
I can feel it for everybody because you can see it in everybody's face. You know, they're like prepping for something that's imminent. You know, I love it.
Yeah, there's a lot of great shows happening right now in Chattanooga,
yes, sir.
Man. I don't know if you've been paying attention to some of the bookings that have been coming in, but some of the national acts that are just randomly popping through. Even like, for me, like a bluegrass band like Delamay, I just happened to catch the fact that they're coming to town.
Gracious.
I don't even know when.
Where are they coming to?
They're coming to Songbirds, I think. But that's one that would normally have popped my radar right away, and now there's so many great bluegrass things happening that I keep getting passed. They pass right by me.
And new bands coming up too.
Yeah.
Like it's seriously a revolution. I think in the sense of a reaction to the influx of music that's coming into Chattanooga.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's really cool. I really enjoy where things are put where it's normally and that's how you further bluegrass. Genuinely. I mean, and musicals are really at the center of what I was raised around.
Musicals?
Really? Oh, man, yeah. I did them in college. I did Willy Wonka.
Yeah?
I was Willy Wonka. I was Captain Von Trapp in The Sound of Music and The Music Man in The Music Man.
Nice, dude.
And so, like all three of those characters...
On stage, acting and dancing?
Yes.
Singing? Nice, dude.
Yeah.
This is an aspect of Joel
I
Fullon
love
I
acting.
know.
Acting is one of my favorite things.
Really?
Because I can't do it when I play.
Yeah.
Right? Like, you can't fake it when you play, so... It's the one time where I can, and method acting, like I was, at one point I was a soldier in, I'll go ahead and say it. So part of the play that I did, we went on tour doing, is I was in a retirement home. I was an ex-Nazi soldier that was in a concentration camp. And so, like, method acting, you have to take your mind. Dude, taking your mind to a perspective of somebody is one of my favorite things to do in life, you know?
Yeah.
And it's horrible when you're an ex-Nazi officer. So, like, all of those, you get to find different pieces of yourself. You get to, like, do research in history. And being Willy Wonka was so cool. Being the music man, a guy that comes into a town and tries to spread music, but really he's trying to make money. It was like, really, you get to see kind of a part of yourself with all of these characters. And so I like that in the sense of Cinderella. What they're doing is they're putting, what does it look like for an Appalachian Cinderella?
Yeah.
And that's, I just love that concept.
It is a cool idea.
Playing with perspective.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. I'm really excited to be a part of it. I'm honored that they asked me. I think that's pretty cool that they gave
absolutely, man. And I bet, is your wife a fan of the ballet?
No.
See, because Lauren loves it, you know.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever been. I don't think maybe we went to the Nutcracker once. Honestly, our daughter danced for one season, but that was not really. So, no, I don't really know what I'm looking into. That was one of the big things. Was I was like, I don't know what you need. So like you were gonna have to be very specific.
Right.
Like what? Like I can tell you what I can give you. I can give you mandolin chops, or I can give you 2 and 4s and 1 and 3s. But that was like the whole thing is trying to figure that out.
That's going to be fascinating, and I'm so excited for it. April 11th and 12th.
Yeah, UTC, Roland Hayes, Fine Arts Center. We'll see you guys there.
I've got 2 questions about this.
Okay.
Do you think musicals are in your future? Like writing a bluegrass musical?
I mean, not in my future, no, but performing in one, I could see.
Okay.
But I don't have time to do that, I don't think.
Man, it's a good time for one, though. If there was ever a time for musical.
Yeah. I did 7 Brides for 7 Brothers when I was in high school, dude.
That's my favorite. Oh man,
There's some good taste of that,
dude.
It's your
Beautiful Hide. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
it's the most. I don't think those lyrics translate.
Sexist. My brother,
crazy, dude.
My brother was watching it with his daughter, right? And this is a couple months ago, and he texted our mom. He like sent a video of it. Yeah. And he was like, "Is this how you taught me to respect women?"
It is wild.
It's like it's the exact opposite of. So I love the musical. However, it's extremely outdated with how gender roles and everything else. Dude.
Yeah, it is.
It's pretty rough. But there's a lot of great dancing, like
good songs,
acrobatic.
Dude.
Yeah,
some really cool songs.
Yeah. What I like is when spring's coming, that when they're going through, because of the season. Life is so lyrical. It's all so whimsical. It's spring. It's like perfect.
Don't sing too much.
Yeah, it's
copyrighted.
It's so good, man. It's such a perfect song. It reminds me of Twitter Pated whenever the spring's coming. You know, but I love that movie.
Very Aaron Copland-esque.
Very.
You know, like a
yes.
lot of the songs are just. I can't remember who the composer is, but
Aaron Copland gave the American symphonic sound its voice. Like we wouldn't know what American symphonic music sounds like without Copland. He was like the centrifuge of what America sounds like. It's crazy.
Yep, a great composer.
At least that's what they told me in the college class. But speaking of spring,
and it's the great music for the beef commercial. I mean,
truly, truly,
it's a wonderful soundtrack to.
It sounds like the Wild West.
Different West movies.
That's right.
You know?
That's right.
A couple of good ones.
So you were talking about covers with bluegrass, and you were talking about there was a song that you were going to play during the ballet that wasn't a bluegrass song, but it sounds good as bluegrass.
Yeah.
What is your favorite non-bluegrass song that you think, oh my gosh, that's a bluegrass song?
Oh yeah, that's a good question. There's been a ton of great covers. I mean, I think when it comes to like the kind of out there, like I can't believe you can actually do that bluegrass. The band The Cleverleys has the market cornered on cool covers. I mean, they do some of the cool, and Hayseed Dixie does too. Right. You know, and I bring them in too because they've been doing it for so long. And we're kind of their OGs around here. You know, but they just tour in Europe now. Like it's funny, I'm pretty sure they live around North Georgia somewhere. Yeah. And they never play here. They just play in Europe. I mean, it's there's a few that have really stuck out. It's funny because they are cool at first and then they get really annoying very fast.
Yes.
Which is like, Atlantic City, everybody.
Right.
Man.
Yeah.
When that broke out as a bluegrass song, people started playing Atlantic City. It's every jam. You got it 2 times.
Yeah.
And it's not like it's not a cool song, but man, you just
2018 on the Ocoee River. I heard that about 1,000 times, brother. Dude, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know. Every campfire.
Yeah. There'll be 2 people on buckets, and then here comes Atlantic City. All right.
It became a scourge there for a little while. Did. But it's a cool song.
I love the song.
It's a great song, but man, so that's kind of the bad part about bluegrass covers is that you hear it first, it's cool, and then all of a sudden it goes south.
Well, then they kind of sweep over. Like once somebody does it, it sweeps over like it's an actual standard. It's a new standard in the vernacular. So everybody kind of
everybody learns it.
Cut their teeth on it.
There's a great band that did just 80s covers, and man, their name is totally escaping me. I wish I shouldn't have brought it up. I'll edit that out.
Yeah, but the Cleverleys really do a good job. But as far as like your personal career, your like out of all the songs you've heard, and it might be one you do now, but was there one that you were just like, no, I'm doing that. Like this is me doing bluegrass. I should do a cover of this.
Yeah, it's been a couple. Some of them, are just it's testing them out and seeing how well they work.
Right.
Like Gouge Away is one of my favorite Pixie songs, and we've been using that as a cover forever. it's really, really fun song to play bluegrass style.
Yeah.
But it throws bluegrass players because it goes in a weird 5-frame cycle as opposed to like an 8.
Right.
But it's hard to describe, but it is weird.
Yeah.
The way this song works, which makes it fun, but you have to get really used to it,
Right.
you know? And there's a couple of songs that have been that way. We've been doing Touch of Grey lately.
Yeah.
Touch of Grey we've tried it a couple of different times and it's just kind of fallen whatever. But here lately we double timed the music and half time the vocals so that you can actually play it pretty fast so it moves. Yeah.
Like that.
That's the intro is the problem. You have to change the intro for
Yeah.
it to work. So we changed the intro just a touch.
Okay.
Just change the rhythm up just a little bit.
Okay.
But we got it to work, and we played it the last couple of shows, and now we got it dialed in.
Yeah.
And man, now that it's dialed in, it's so much fun to play.
That riff just sounds so good on a mandolin or a banjo or a guitar, just acoustic. You know, those riffs are all, and that's the thing about Jerry. I really think he wrote songs that could be played unplugged all the way to the as loud as you want, really well.
Yeah,
you know?
So that song is a great. That's been a kind of a sleeper one. It's one, like I said, we tried to do it a couple of times, and it's always fallen flat. And then here in the last month, all of a sudden, it's like, oh man, we got it.
Yeah,
you know, like it's really, this is the way to do it.
Yeah.
You know, there's a ton of great bluegrass covers. Really, there's a ton of songs that people think are standard bluegrass standards that are covers that are, you know, people don't realize aren't bluegrass songs. That happens a lot. But you know, if you want to look at like one band that I would say contributed the most, you kind of it's kind of tough to bypass the Dead. You know, like there's so many bluegrass songs that wind up in jams that were really brought to bluegrass from the Grateful Dead, or kind of vice versa, were brought to the Grateful Dead from bluegrass.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, the California mountains, I mean, they were extremely influential on bluegrass, man. Like that area was extremely influential on bluegrass. I didn't know, but at the time when Jerry was like 19, he was traveling to Ohio to hang with bluegrass pickers.
Yeah.
You know, and so he was putting in the time in that realm. So to give that respect kind of acknowledges a real part of the Grateful Dead's vernacular, which is they could pick up a banjo and do an acoustic set anytime. And you know, I really think that you can't. Jerry touched so many genres that it's hard to, you know, exclude him from the conversation.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. Well, I just think that I can't think of any other band that has contributed. That it's an outside of bluegrass band that's contributed more covers to because I mean, you can kind of go down the list. Songs like "I Know You're Rider,"
100%.
You know, like that's
100%.
You know, you hear that at any jam, and it's, you know, Seldom Seen did a great version of it, and that's what everybody references. But they did, you know, there's a reason why, you know, and that happens a bunch of times.
Oh yeah, I mean, even down to Loose Lucy. I mean, you can, you know, all of them really. You can. There's a bluegrass version that you can find in so many Grateful Dead songs. So.
Yeah. Yeah, we could talk Grateful Dead and bluegrass. We could just go song by song. We should just do a volume of that.
We should do that. That would be great. That'd be a great episode.
Yeah.
But that's why I try to temper my viewpoints on the Dead, is because, you know, that's a lifestyle that a lot of people that I know and, you know, live, and I've lived for a while, and you know, you're a part of. So it's like, where do you start? You know? So I'll tell you what else I was going to ask about with the spring. What else you got going? So you've got this ballet, and then you've got a tour coming up too, right?
Yeah, we have tours coming up. East Coast tour comes up, doing Asheville, D.C., Philadelphia, New York City, Boston, Providence, Rhode Island.
It's going to be great.
And then it happens to be during spring break because one of the guys in the band is, you know, really fantastic band teacher, John Elliott. So he has to, you know,
right. You got to plan around that.
So he has to plan. So it's happening during spring break. So yeah, like there's going to be a chunk of that Christy and Charlie are going to come meet me out.
Oh, great!
Yeah.
Get a little stink bug on you.
Yeah.
That's going to be good.
So it'll be fun to get. They're going to come out and bang around Train to Train and
Heck
stuff
yeah.
like that. You know, I haven't really hung out, and I don't think Charlie's ever been to Philadelphia. I've never been to Philadelphia.
Oh man,
I can't remember if he's been to DC or not.
Philly's a great music town.
But none of us have been to Boston.
I haven't been up to the Northeast at all.
Yeah. So we're excited. I'm excited about the whole thing. It's going to be good. And we've been rehearsing our butts off, dude.
Mm-hmm.
And the show is really coming together, and it's really cool. And it's, variations. It's not just going to be the same thing every night.
Mm-hmm.
So it's cool. We got a bunch of different things planned for different cities, and
Keeps it interesting for you.
it is. And it's a different setup than I'm used to. Like, because of the, it being Nick's thing, the way he does it, we're using loops. It's not just playing song on stage. There's there's things involved. You know what I mean?
Tracks.
So
and
it's not
stuff,
like you're just you just cut off and improvise. You can. There are parts where that happens, but it's planned out within. Okay, here's the part where we can go off script.
Right.
And that's completely different for me than
Right.
what I'm used to.
Right.
But it's been really, really cool,
Mm-hmm.
and the show's awesome. I can't wait to put it on. I can't wait to put it on stage.
That's awesome.
But yeah, really, just the spring is just playing and trying to stay busy. We got IBMA things happening.
Yep.
And then podcast with Joel as much as I can.
That's right.
Yeah, and then getting ready to ship you off. I thought about this. When you go, because you've got I know you have a big thing coming up here in Alaska.
Mm-hmm.
We ought to send some gear with you and do like Joel interviews podcast.
Yeah, so that's something that I've really actually somebody's talking to me, and I really don't want to go. There's somebody that's mentioned the idea to me about doing a documentary.
Oh, nice, dude.
And there's somebody that's mentioned the idea of filming me when I go up to Alaska, or the idea about what I'm doing up there. And what I would really like to do is get those interviews, get those stories, kind of get that stuff. And with you bringing it up like that, I mean, that's really what my heart is getting that conversation started between the southeast of Alaska and the southeast of the United States.
Oh, yeah.
And because I think that there's a lot of cultural interplay to have there, and to kind of break the stigma, like, what do people look like in Alaska? You know, like, nobody know, what do they do? Like, how do they live? And I'm here to tell you that they're people. They're people rich in culture, rich in practice, and like, I'm excited about like being able to bring Danimal and Martelli up there to feel that culture. But hey, man, just sitting down and talking to people, doing interviews, that's the rub. So I'd be glad to do that.
I think it would be cool. I got a couple of different things I was thinking about that I could send with you. You can just do like, we could just do interviews over a cell phone.
Mm-hmm.
And just video it that way.
Yep.
Might
Little
be the
FaceTime
easiest thing to do. Not even FaceTime. Like, you can just video it on the cell phone.
Yep.
Like, things connect. The mics connect to the cell phone. They're wireless.
Yes.
And then you can just do the interview, and then you'll probably have to upload that stuff to like a Dropbox or something like that. Then I can edit them down for you or something.
Yeah, man. I mean, that sounds great to me. It's definitely something worth being documented. April 6th through the 13th is when it is. So I'm going to fly into Ketchikan, grab a car, grab Martelli, get on a ferry, go up for a day and a half, get the car off the ferry, play a solo show, pick up Danimal, Mark Chester, and Zach Jones. I think that's all that's coming on the plane. And then take them to Mendenhall Glacier, and then we hit for 5 days.
That's cool.
And the best part about, a lot of Danimal was asking, and I understand that I don't give a lot of detail sometimes, and it's because I've already thought about it, and I'm like, oh, that's gonna be okay, just like that, like that's already taken care of. But I don't inform the guys that I've thought about it. Right? I'm not very good at that. I'm more about like, I'm the older brother. Like my brother and sister, like, I'm just taking care of stuff so that if they think about it down the road, it's already taken care of.
Yeah.
So he asked me, he was like, well, are we going to be traveling for these gigs? I'm like, no, all of these are I'm so sorry I didn't tell you. All of these are just downtown.
Yeah. Just
like,
in one
you're
spot.
literally walking out and going 2 buildings over, playing a gig there. You're walking 2 buildings over the next night playing a gig there. So it's all so close, and it's just like IBMA.
Yeah.
Folk Fest is just like IBMA, except for, and this is incredible. Maybe IBMA does this, and I'm not informed. At the main hub, and I'm not a part of Folk Fest. We're folks that play music, but there's actually Folk Fest. And Folk Fest is downtown at the Civic Center in Juneau, the big, meeting area where they do graduations, they do big shows, stuff like that. Every single person from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. plays 3 songs, and it goes for a week.
Oh, wow.
There are that many people, and they play for free.
Dang, that's
The
crazy.
people come thousands of miles for 3 songs that they play, and then they enjoy the rest of the time.
That's
And so
cool.
what we're a part of is the counterculture of Folk Fest, in the sense that, okay, now if you want some electrified music at night to have a
here
good time,
comes-
and
here comes the band.
here comes
Yeah.
here we're about to turn it up. So it's really cool because you get all basically from old time to death metal in the same building,
Yeah.
at the same day. So it's fascinating, man.
That's cool, man.
So I think it's a great idea to document that and get people talking about that, and the best way to do that is get people on film,
Yeah, for sure.
for sure.
I want to tell you about a show. Hey, I want to tell you about a show.
All right, let's hear about it.
I know we talked about Snow Clone before, which we have. I know you're very excited about that name,
Love the name.
and I like the name too. But Snow Clone, pitch hitter, Cat Campbell,
Love all that.
3 great. I mean, pinch hitter Spencer's been definitely hitting the streets as hard as he can, playing out as much as he can. Cat Campbell, great folk, great singer-songwriter here in town, and she's been out. I mean, I think she's great. I don't know if you've seen her play before.
One time.
Yeah, she's fantastic.
Hitting.
All 3 of those guys are playing a show with a band from Roanoke, Virginia called the Stray Lions at Yellow Jacket Records on Friday, March 13th from 8 p.m. to 11 p.m. That's 4 bands on a Friday night. Only costs $10 to get in.
Mm-hmm.
Great spot.
Yep.
Yellow Jacket's a great spot.
Yeah.
I know we've talked about it before, about Highland Park, about how popping it is.
Oh,
and
man, you go
everything
down
that's
to Yellow
happening.
Jacket Records and don't have to worry about food left or right. You got a barbecue joint or lo mein,
Yep, you do.
and the menus are completely different. It's a great time.
Yep. So I'm excited to see that. There's only a $10 ticket, and that's. I mean, I think Yellow Jacket. I've seen you play there at Yellow Jacket. And I've seen 2 shows there.
Mm-hmm.
Both times, it's such a cool, small, intimate place to see somebody play.
Mhm.
And it just be in the record store, and it just being all about music. I really dig the whole vibe at Yellow Jacket, just in general. But to go, to have them having all ages shows.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's tough to do that if you're a venue, if you're a bar, and you're selling alcohol.
That's right.
But if you can pull that kind of stuff off when you're not, one of the great things about Yellow Jacket Records putting on shows is they're a little bit more flexible with what they can and can't do.
Well, I'm a personal recipient from how much a record store can influence the culture of the city that they're in. Grimey's was huge in Nashville, and having a friend, because it wasn't me that could afford to grab the records, but I had a friend who had a healthy record obsession, and we would always be listening to vinyl from Grimey's that he was grabbing. And so the impact of what a record store is and being able to have all those all age, I can't tell you how important that is, because if you catch a kid when they're 16, 17, 18 and put that fire in them, or let them see what's going on in the scene, it changed this kid's life, so that's so cool. And I love that they're doing that. And what a great bill. That's insanity. The sound's great, stage is great, plenty of room. It's just a great sound check, good time, good people. The sound check was so good when I was there that I think I sang for 20 seconds and just thanks. There was no critiques. It was just perfect.
I know Nicholas Edward Williams, the new quintet, has 2. They're releasing an album this weekend. They're having 2 shows, Saturday and Sunday, at the Woodshop. Those are great local people. And
insane.
talk about Nicholas, like, I mean, Nick's great story, you know,
Mm-hmm.
from Ohio down to Florida,
Mhm.
now lands here in Chattanooga, and it really is that kind of thing where has his hands in a little bit of everything. It's not just playing music, or
Mhm.
he has a podcast where he talk about songs, and then
Mhm.
he has you know, this fantastic nonprofit going on, and
Mhm.
that's really just really spread wings and took off.
Yep.
I mean, there's so many things that he does that are involved in
Yeah.
music that aren't plugging your guitar in and playing. You know what I mean?
Right.
And it's pretty cool to see somebody like kind of go through it. So I'm
Fascinating.
excited to support that the new Quintet's brand new album Saturday and Sunday at the Woodshop.
And then 2 weeks after that, just on the new quintet, I'm going to go down see him in Florida.
Yeah,
At Sewanee. Yeah. So, I mean, they're doing stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't get on Sewanee Roots Spring Revival
Yeah.
lineup. You don't get on that without hitting
Yeah,
with the sauce. And they're down there. You know, I see them. They're, you know, very active in what's going on and in the jam sessions, and it's just a blessing to be able to be in the same town as somebody that's doing that, all of that, you know.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I got a show to talk to you about
Tell
too.
me about it.
So on March 14th, BJ Hightower and friends. It's going to be classic country night. Monocle John, which is BJ's new project. It's going to be incredible. Joey Harris, BJ Hightower, and John Wimpy. Performances by Zoe Boyd, Courtney Holder, and me. And then you got Crispy's coming, Frank Allen Davis is coming, and this is the 9th annual 39th birthday of Ben Bolden.
Oh, nice.
So, yeah, it's going to be but cool
Where's
part
it at?
about it's at Wanderlinger.
At
Cool part
Wanderlinger.
about that is it starts at 7 and goes to 10. So if you've got something to do Friday night, go to a show after, that's great. But if you're looking to get dinner, have a good time, celebrate a birthday, feel that kind of celebration, and it's a cabin fever reliever. I mean, anything I can do on the weekends now to get out and about, that's what I'm doing. So come out to the 9th annual 39th birthday of Ben Bolden, March 14th. Wanderlinger.
It's going to be great.
How long have you been playing banjo?
Since like 2005, something like that.
2005. And you played guitar before that, too.
Mhm, yeah.
You played in jam bands and all that?
Mhm.
What got you into banjo in 05?
Honestly, like, Oh Brother Where Art Thou got real popular, and that soundtrack I really liked that soundtrack.
Yeah.
It was really cool. My grandfather and I had always had a kinship in bluegrass music, listening to bluegrass music, because he, once I started playing the banjo and started to get into it, we really built a relationship around talking
Interesting.
about bluegrass, because he was a gospel guy. He loved bluegrass music, but he couldn't play it.
Yeah.
He was, fascinated by finger picking,
Mhm.
finger style guitar,
Yeah.
and he was a good friend of Dole Dyke. So that kind of ended
And
up.
who's that for everybody who doesn't know, including me?
Oh, he's like, Dole Dykes is an unreal fingerstyle guitar player.
Okay.
Look him up, Grammy. I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure he's Grammy winner.
I know the name, but
Yeah. But he's been around for a long, long
Mhm.
time. And he's from Cleveland.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm talking world traveling,
Yeah.
world renowned fingerstyle guitar player, probably one of the best in the world. But that, and like the banjo was an interesting challenge because it's different. You're doing different things with different hands. You're setting up patterns with one hand and with your right hand, and then you're not doing patterns with your left hand. You're doing, like a different whole thing. So it's, it's just kind of that. And I just really liked bluegrass music. Once I got into it, I just got into it. And truthfully too, jamming with other people. Like I had a weekly jam that at a buddy's house, we all got together once a week and we jammed. And I learned a bunch of, I Know You Rider.
Yeah. All the standards. Yeah.
Yeah. And,
Were you a Deadhead at that point too?
I had listened, big time Grateful Dead fan
Okay.
from the time I was like probably 15.
Okay, so it wasn't the banjo that got you. Did Jerry playing the
No.
banjo have any sway on that?
I thought Old Man the Way was cool, and
Yeah.
I always thought Hobo Song was cool. And I think you can hear that in my song Adam and Rose, it's kind of like there's some influence from the hobo song in there.
Yeah.
So, him playing banjo, yeah, I mean, it wasn't like, honestly, his guitar playing probably was a lot more of an influence than his banjo playing.
Yeah.
Because he's a good banjo player, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But he's a
much
better guitar
virtuoso
player,
guitar player.
compared to what he is as a banjo player.
Yeah.
And
nobody in the bluegrass jam is referencing, well, as Jerry's technique would lend itself. It's like it's not saying, it's just the same with him and pedal steel. It's like he's always going to be Jerry no matter what he's going to play.
Well, he had a missing finger.
And he had a missing finger.
That's different. And he was on that hand. So,
on the roll.
So it's a different deal.
The roll, and you can hear it in the roll. Like, I really like the way, anyway, I like the way he plays.
Yeah.
It's very personal.
I'm not saying anything bad about it.
Of course.
But it didn't really have that much of an influence. I wasn't like cool. Like, I wasn't Jerry Banjo Tones killer. You know? But I don't know, man. There's just something about playing banjo, and even to
harkened
this day,
back to like.
It's nothing like any of that. I just think it's cool.
Okay, nice.
Like, I just think it sounds cool, and just all versions of the banjo to me sound cool.
Yeah,
I like the fact that some people think they sound so corny. I think that's hilarious.
Yeah,
I think there's like this great. I mean, there's this fantastic American tragic history that's involved with the banjo that has elements of every part of America from its beginning to now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like really transformed with the country as it's become a country over 500 years.
That's a really cool thing to say. I've never thought about that.
So it's like, I don't know, like that always just was a big deal, like to me, that it's been this thing that was brought to America and morphed into all of these different things. And
I love all styles of it too. I love all
great.
Styles, man.
And it, the history isn't clean. It's not, there's a lot of bad stuff involved with, with the banjo and slavery. Just it having so many ties to American lifestyle for so many hundreds of years just somehow seems special to me. And I just never wanted to put it down. Even, like I said, even today, like I was thinking about how cool it was to work on this song that I'm working on for this weekend show. So that's it. I don't know.
Yeah, man.
Banjo's cool. That's it. All comes down to that. I think the banjo's cool.
Now, when you were playing banjo, like how long did it take? Because you were still in jam bands. You were still doing that. How long did it take for you to incorporate the instrument into a live show?
Well, so for me, it was a little different because I actually had kind of given up on music. I was in the fire department, and I was just playing guitar at my house randomly. I wasn't playing live shows anymore.
I did not know that.
Yeah. I'd really just kind of given up completely.
So up to that, I guess we'll rewind a little bit. When did you quit or put a break? Take a break?
We stopped when I was about probably 21, right about the time Christy and I got married. I stopped playing live shows, and it was a multitude of different reasons, but the majority of them was, everybody was in college and they were away, I moved away. I got a job. I was working for the fire department. So, and first couple of years, I just played at the house, and that was fine. I enjoyed playing. I wrote the whole time. I wrote songs all the time still. But it was playing the banjo that got me, like, if it wasn't for banjo, I wouldn't be playing shows anymore. Like, that's what got me back out, was playing the banjo, which led to jamming with other people on a weekly basis, which then led to performing with those guys at, like, coffee shops. Yeah. And then led to, like, getting invited to cooler jams or bigger bluegrass jams and then this is like 5 or 6 years, and then meet the Slim Pickens guys. And then Slim, we start playing, and then Slim Pickens goes for, that was in like 2008, and we still play, So, that was where the kind of, I really got back into performing with Slim Pickens, probably more than, that was where we really started hitting it heavy again.
I think that's a very important, that's why I was like, let's rewind for a second, because it's important for me to hear, about those stories about people taking a break for a second.
Yeah. I took a break for a few years.
You know?
I think it was good. It was interesting because it really was like it was.
What was that? 21 to.
Yeah, probably from the time I was about 21 until I was about 24, 25, I didn't really play.
Same.
Yeah.
Exact same.
Yeah, I was just working and we were kayaking all the time.
Yeah.
That was all we were doing.
Yeah. Gathering life experience so that you could play music again.
And Christy and I I had a guitar and I played guitar at the house, but I just played at the house and I wrote songs, but that was it.
Kept the rest off.
Yeah, that's about it.
Yeah.
But it really was the whole entire genre change.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't really a huge bluegrass fan before I listened to it.
Mm-hmm.
And me and Papa had this one album that we liked that we listened to a lot.
Finding yourself in the genre kind of.
But then, I fell in love with that. I fell in love with this band called Third Time Out. I fell in love with a couple of different bluegrass bands.
Third Time Out?
Third Time Out, yeah.
Third Time Out, okay.
And, I just found a couple of albums like that. Then.
Yeah,
and
man.
I had a good friend who was really into bluegrass.
Yeah.
And was just oh, you got to listen to the Johnson Mountain Boys. This is a classic bluegrass
evangelical
band.
about it. Listen to this. Listen to this.
Yeah.
I like what it sounds like to me. Like you got into the jam was what really pulled you in. Is that gathering,
playing with other people? That's why Tuesdays is so important.
It is, man.
And why it's you see it this week. Just every week people come in and they
tighter and
all
tighter.
Of a sudden they're there for this third week, and then they're there for the fourth.
They're standing up straighter too,
and they're having a good time. And they're playing with other people, and then they graduate.
Yep.
They leave that jam, and then they go start playing with the old guys down the hall. You go. Or they start playing with the hippies outside who are jamming.
Right.
Exactly. Not necessarily bluegrass songs.
Right.
You know what I mean? It is fun to watch people because they all start right there in the Five Wits in the brewery, but then they start graduating to other little jams.
I haven't graduated yet. That's where I'm going to stay. I'm going to stay in the Five Wits area. I'm going to learn fundamental rhythm bluegrass guitar. I'm going to learn it. I'm going to get it.
Don't worry, dude. But eventually you'll be like, all right, I've played this song 8 times in the last 2 months. I'm going to go somewhere else.
I don't know. But, might take a couple of years, man.
Maybe.
But what I really like is what drew you to is the same thing that drew me to it. It was the jam, man.
Yeah, playing with other people is so much fun.
Oh my goodness, something magical happens. And I wish that I could. I don't know if people talk about it enough, but things happen musically that nobody on stage plans, to the point of where it surprises everybody on stage. Yeah. And honestly, like my mentor told me when I was getting back into it, like I went to college from 22 went back to college for the third time for 22 to 25, and like I really dug into the music, but I wasn't playing out, and I was just going to shows, really practicing, really trying to find myself in the music. And dude, we'd do jam sessions still, and that's what was keeping me going. And my mentor said, oh, you're one of those addicts. He said, you're going for that 3-second crack hit from the jam. And I'm like, yeah, dude. And there's just a point in every jam after 3 hours where there's boom, there it is.
Yeah.
And I heard something interesting about the jam yesterday, and I'm so glad we're right here talking about this. All right, so Warren Haynes was recently interviewed.
Yeah, I saw this.
Okay, all right. And he said he was talking to one of the Allman Brothers. I think it was Butch. I think it was. Forgive me. I don't know. But he said that he was talking to one of the Allman Brothers, and please understand that the whole thing they're saying. He said that the Grateful Dead and the Allman Brothers, what made them different was the Allman Brothers made the magic happen, and the Grateful Dead allowed the magic to happen. And it was very interesting because both are needed. It was said in the interview, both are needed. I also think it's because the Allman Brothers weren't funded on the upfront to be a band. They were blood, sweat, and tears. Where the Grateful Dead had a benefactor pushing them forward.
Yeah.
So where if you have that benefactor, you can, like, it takes the pressure off so you can allow it to happen. Rather than the monkey at your back with the knife pushing you forward, like that the Allman Brothers had.
We got to earn.
And that came across in the music.
Yeah.
So it's interesting now that's been said. Now I'm thinking, okay, in the jam, when is it time to make it happen and when's it time to allow it to happen?
Yeah, yeah.
And I think that's just a cool concept.
But he ended up, he's echoing Dwayne, because Dwayne said something real similar about Jerry Garcia. It was like,
Did he?
He compliments, I mean, I'm paraphrasing, of course, but it's like he compliments Jerry Garcia in the way, like, him and Eric Clapton are both a level above, like most guitar players of their generation. Of course, he's speaking, in 1970
Right.
or something, or one.